Hey, what is going on, rich homies? Thank you for clicking on the video. It is 60 degrees right now in the middle of January in Ohio. I don't even know how that's possible, but I know someone's gonna give me a hard time about this wreath, so that's coming off. No, get up there. Now, the video that you're about to watch took me about, I think I've been shooting it for like 3 months or so maybe, and I've been using 3 or 4 different cameras. I was in at least 3 states. I just feel like it's more interesting that way. It's a lot more interesting than sitting in this house at least. So I'm hoping that this quality is the best that you're going to see in the entire video, because a lot of these later clips were shot on my old camera. This is actually the one that I got off Brandon Campbell. Gave me an awesome deal on this thing. It's funny that Brandon has this reputation of kind of being like the bad guy in YouTube fitness when he doesn't want people to know this, but he's probably like the nicest person you'll ever meet. He will help anybody. Anyway, I thought this would tie into a question that I got. I won't read it word for word here, but they're essentially asking, are friendships on YouTube real or are they all staged? I think it's a fair question, and I think a lot of it is just for views or just for, you know, doing collabs to help boost your channel, and that's perfectly fine. You know, it's a business, but there definitely are genuine friendships, and Brandon is a great example of that. I think one of the most common questions that I get on videos is, what is that song at X time? And you have to keep in mind that I put in at least like 4 or 5 songs per video, so I don't always remember what song that I used, and I don't always have the time to go back and rewatch my videos. But guys, Google is a very powerful tool. If you just Google the lyrics, which is what I comment back to a lot of you.
People were hitting me up on Twitter and Instagram saying things like, I don't know how to do it. And I was like, Google it.
I guarantee you it will pop up, and if it does not, it's probably because it's either a friend of mine or it's given to me by my partnership program. Now, I'm not trying to frustrate you guys, but one of the things I try to do in these videos is teach you guys how to help yourselves, and really I think that's a very simple skill to have. If you go back and watch my video called Helpless, I walk you through how to find all of these songs, you know? So that's usually my response to a lot of you. I'm not trying to be rude by like, oh, go Google it, but there's a reason that I'm telling you that. You guys would not even believe the amount of questions I'm asked about books. So I've been getting a lot of questions, especially after the first of the year. It must have been a New Year's resolution for a lot of people, but there's way too many books for me to recommend off the top of my head. I've read, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many books I've read over the years, but I will list some down below in the description box. If you guys haven't already cheated, you guys can go down there and check it out if you are interested. But a very overall and broad recommendation is to read a wide spectrum of things. Don't just read one author, don't just read from one entrepreneur, don't just read one genre. You really need a diversity of thought, in my opinion, because you can easily be brainwashed by one way of thinking. So gather a whole lot of different perspectives, put them into one, and kind of form your own opinions on things. Who or what influences your videos? I think I've talked about this before, but one of the biggest things I'm sure you guys already know is music. A lot of times I'll hear a song and it will just generate an idea for a topic for a video, and a lot of times I'll incorporate that song, and some people have given me a lot of crap for that, saying that it's corny to incorporate that song, but whatever, you know, I incorporate music that I like. Some people hate it, some people love it. That's just the way that it is. Another thing is atmosphere, my surroundings. Being on a beach, for example, it definitely it helps kind of get that creativity going, and also just watching other people. I would say a few months ago when I found Zack channel, he's definitely kind of changed the way that I look at making videos. His cinematography is just amazing. I cannot believe that he's sitting at right now like under 5,000 subscribers. It amazes me. If you guys are not already familiar with him, you've got to check out his channel. So different influencers and just different things around me. What do your coworkers think about your YouTube channel? Well, I didn't tell any of them about it because I don't like to mix YouTube and work. I like to keep them separated if possible. I didn't want it to become a distraction. I knew it was out there, so if they wanted to find it, they would, and eventually they did. And I think the only thing that they were surprised by is that over 70,000 people actually wanted to hear more of me. They probably would pay to get away from me. You know, they're stuck with me for hours a day. But I think a lot of things started to click once they found out about it. And they're very, very supportive people. I'm very close to my coworkers, especially the ones that went out, probably stalked my life a little bit and found the channel. So it's funny now. It's cool to talk about it with them. Obviously, they see a different side of me. And I think the cool thing is they see that, at least what I hope, is that they're able to see that I'm the same person, but just a different side of the same person.
I'm Mr. Lonely, I have nobody for my
without a doubt, the most popular question I got on the last Q&A video I did is, why are you single? And that kind of surprises me. I mean, did you just see that montage? I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory, but we're gonna answer it this time because we need a clickbait title. Let's start with number 1. I am selfish. I like to do the things that I like to do, and I really don't make a whole lot of time for a lot of other things outside of work. And I don't like to, harp on it a whole lot. I know that's what everyone does on social media, but just one thing to note is that I work as much as everyone that you watch on YouTube talks about working. That's actually the life that I'm living. And I'm not saying that to brag at all. It's not a good thing. It's just kind of the fact of the matter. So I probably need to scale that back a little bit and actually make the time to go out and meet new people, because as of now, there's no one that I know, or no one that's around or whatever that is that would fit that role. Number 2, I am weird as hell, guys. I am not an easy person to be in a relationship with at all. And just think about this for a second. When I put on my YouTube channel, I show you guys the best of me, right? Which is not that good. So could you imagine what's not on the channel? So I would say dating someone like myself is everything but easy. Now, I'm not saying I want to be alone forever. I do want to get married and have kids and all that, but I've got a lot to improve on before that happens, I would say. And I also think that once you meet the right person, you start to prioritize differently. So maybe I'll only be able to make, 1 or 2 bad videos a week as opposed to the 3 or 4 that I'm doing right now. So it will all come in time, but the one thing that I believe in is not going out and actively looking for it. I mean, obviously keep your options open, but if you try too hard, I feel like you force something and then it doesn't become natural, and you just end up causing problems down the line. So if it is meant to be, it will happen. Trust. I have faith in the man up above. Did you just reference God in a video? Dislike. But the one thing that I wanted to mention is that this is not a situation that women are just throwing themselves at me and I'm just turning them all away, That's not how it is. I think most people knew that, but I just wanted to clarify. Well, that was fun, right? If you guys have any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I like to screenshot them and then answer them, throughout a few months or however I want to do it in a video. And I'm going to end the video with this. And this is going to be something I rarely do, and that's going to be sit here for maybe a few minutes and answer 20 straight questions. Now, this is going to be rapid fire. Josh sent these over. He wanted me to answer these for him, and I was like, well, I might as well just answer them in video form. So I haven't really I've read them, but I haven't put any thought into them. So very quickly. Age and location, 27, Ohio. Single or taken? Single. Looking if single. If it happens, it happens. Your job, with who and for how long? I'm an accountant, and I've been an accountant for 2.5, 3 years. You won $1 million. What would you do with it and why? I would keep it in my bank account and just live my life. Your goals with having a YouTube channel, the big why. Why do I have a YouTube channel? I started it to get better at public speaking, to get it out of my shell a little bit, and now it's just, I love it. I just have a passion for making these videos. I like to help people, but I also like to just kind of put the time and effort into making something. Your favorite dream car, color, make, model, why this car? I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. Your favorite vacation spot and why? Anywhere with a beach. Doesn't matter to me. Favorite fast food joint ever? Why? Chick-fil-A, because it's amazing and doesn't make me feel like crap. Most enjoyable dining out food challenge to date? Oof. Dining out experience. I'm definitely going to have to jump cut this because I've been thinking way too long. But maybe In-N-Out is probably one of them. Food you will not do in a food challenge. Kryptonite foods. Guacamole. Major personal fitness goal for 2017, to look like I lift. IHOP or Denny's pancakes and why? Chris Jones will not like this, but I've never been to Denny's.
For you hippie motherfucker.
Favorite flavor protein powder you've ever had? PES Select Peanut Butter Cup. 30% link in description. Thanks for teeing me up on that one. Favorite Select protein powder not on the market that you want to see? S'mores. Favorite DIY make at home recipe? Probably the chicken pizza. Your top 3 YouTube personalities that you follow? That's a loaded question. I would have to sit and think about that one. And maybe what I'll do is highlight some smaller channels that are smaller than mine that you might not watch already. So I know I think I've talked about Zack Kravitz in this video already, but who else? Colossus Fitness, I know I've talked about them before. Amanda Bucci's boyfriend, Brian DaCosta, I think is his last name. He's got a really good YouTube channel as well. He's an accountant like myself, so kind of biased there. I could keep going on this list for a long time. Anyway, the next major travel destination that you have planned. I'm kind of up in the air right now. I've got a few pending trips. Hardest part of being a popular YouTube personality. I'm not popular. being on YouTube isn't hard, it's fun. So thank you guys. That is going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. You could have been doing anything in the entire world, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. That's pretty awesome. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. That really does help me out a lot. And I look forward to talking to you guys next time.